If you're looking for a way to spruce up your next game of HeroQuest with some custom furniture and homebrew rules, I'm about to blow your mind. Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is HeroQuest, and today we're going to be taking a look at these mini pickle barrels that I obtained from Hobby Lobby. A pack of 9 of these wooden barrels was about $1.99 USD, and that's more than enough to get you started with some really interesting ideas. In my opinion, these are a really great scale compared to the classic minis as well as the contemporary, and they'll fit perfectly onto the tiles of either the classic or the new 2021 HeroQuest boards. So let's think of some different ways we can utilize these barrels in our homebrew. One way that I thought of was you can have your hero stand up next to one of the barrels and roll a die. Decide what success means in this scenario, but for me it's a skull, and if the hero rolls a skull, they'll be able to move the barrel forward one tile, or in any tile of their choosing if you so allow it. And this will have the effect of prohibiting the monsters from being able to move into a room or through a corridor, for example. You can have additional rules that will allow the monsters to move barrels out of the way if they roll a successful result on the die, or you can just prohibit them from being able to move the barrels altogether. Depending on the rules that you adopt, it would be very prudent of you to be careful not to have barrels be able to be moved into the corners of corridors, because then it might be impossible for the heroes to progress through a given dungeon. Although this could work in your favor as well if you are needing them to go around a certain passage or take a detour. You can set up some truly fun puzzles with barrels in this manner as well. In this example, the heroes are about to play a very simple game of Sokoban. There are 2 barrels, as you can see, and 2 heroes, and the heroes will be able to each push barrels on their turn, or a single hero can take on the task of pushing barrels while the other one is fighting off monsters in order to be able to get passage in the corridors ahead. However, depending on how they push the barrels, the heroes will only be able to move in one direction or the other, so they have to make a choice and plan accordingly. Now, for those of you who don't care to paint your miniatures, these wooden barrels will actually go perfectly with your mono-colored Heroes of Shame on your board, but if you are crafty, you can go ahead and add a tinge of color using some acrylic markers like I'm doing here. It's wood, so it takes the paint very, very well. It's a very thirsty material. I went bold and cartoony with this particular example, and I feel like it really pops against the board and fits really well in the world of HeroQuest. You can come up with all sorts of ideas as to what could be inside of these barrels. For this example, I have a very nasty surprise waiting for anybody who might choose to attack this barrel or push something, monster or hero, into it. Let's say it won't explode unless you roll a black shield. Oh, well then boom. These are just a few of my ideas. I'd love to hear yours or anything else in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Onward, brave heroes.